All right, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, we are the GMS Mississippi Camp, and we would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honors to our apostles who great millstone rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. All right, give it to the brother Tazwan.
All right, we GMS Mississippi Camp. Tonight we're gonna do a lesson on I really lose now than later. Me and my brother talking one night, and I just tell him, to order to be the truth, you're gonna have to lose. You're not gonna get exactly what you want when you want. You can't you won't be able to live the life that you want to live before you come to the truth. If you wanted to be a rapper, you wanted to play sports, whatever per se, for it's true, you can't do it though. But a lot of people come in this truth, they come to the truth and they still want to be in that world. And you can't do that. You have to lose for your how about so much shot. If you lose, guess what? You're gonna gain something way better than this current state we're in right now. You're gonna cause guess what? Everything you see, the how about shot is gonna destroy it. Your lifestyle, the baddest woman that you want, if she ain't part of your leg, she will destroy it. The big house you got, the fancy cars you have, hey, it's all gonna disappear.
I got a quick one. 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
That's right. The love of the Father is not in him. If you love this world, the current state you're in with it sucks really. Cause we're still in that the way we're doing that cursing and the COVID shit. I mean, you really can't do nothing. I mean, what can you do? I'm sorry, I said the word well. No. So
yeah, it's nothing left.
There's nothing left. I mean, if they want you to take the jail to carry on. Now, if you take the jail, it's on you. But that jab is not right. Because the Yahushua, he ain't tell us to take no jail. But our people chose that to keep this side and keep going. They want to lose. They don't want to lose.
And that's a token. Yeah. It's a token of your mindset. I'm going to continue on. 1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
It's of the world. Because you want to thrive in this world, especially entertainment. You got to sell your soul. You got to do some of your remorse to make it, and which ain't right. And so-called preachers, you like your congregation to get that money. Y'all live in a big house, drive big cars and everything, but you lie to get what you got, and which is wrong. That's
it's Mark 8:34. When he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life should lose it.
Jump to Matthew 19:27.
Matthew 19, verse 27. And it says, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
I can add, and that's what comes with forsaking everything. Losing, from being a loser on this side, so you can win on the other side. Forsaking means abandon. Abandon means what? Your lifestyle, your family, things of that nature. Now, we're not saying that basically you don't take care of your responsibilities. You do, but at the same time frame, you have to have that focal point on the truth. And then everything else will be secondary to the truth. Yeah. But you're not going to have this glorious lifestyle on this side. Okay? Because at the end of the day, if you're winning on this side, what is the truly purpose of the kingdom of heaven?
Con, bro. It's spirit, because I looked that word forsaken up yesterday. The one's definition was let go of. You know,
What's the definition?
I said one of the definitions was let go of.
Now, tells me what? I gotta lose according to the etymology. Not securely fixed, unbound, not confined, lose, free.
That's what it is.
Detached.
That's right. Detached. And that's what the Lord to detach from this world. Because this world will be destroyed. I mean, this age, Esau age. But the world to come, hey, that's what you got. Lord will be part of the leg. Lord will bless, will give us everything our heart desire if we be part of his leg. If we keep doing what we're doing, endure. Now, if you want to fall back into the world and start your rap career, start whatever you like. If you like that, you really choose to do that instead of the Lord, hey, go right to it. Get right at it. Make it your best life. Six niggas want to tomorrow. I'm living my best life. Keep doing it. Ride that shit to the sun come out, go out. Do it to your best ability. But at the end of this, you will be destroyed. Because you gave up on your high by some shot. You did.
Got a quick one. All right, second. Oh, I'm sorry. There's more to it. Okay. After you go.
So back in Mark 8:35, it says, "For whosoever will save his life should lose it, but whosoever should lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same should save it."
That's right. Lord will save you. He gonna save your life. Just you can't just like say about being a loser. You will come, it's what it is. Like, brother, we don't get no line. We don't do this. Oh, nigga, you weird. You don't eat that type of food. They look at you. This how the word look at you. Like, man, y'all some loser. You don't want to hang out with the girl that got a man? No, we don't want to do that.
And that's the reason why they want to save their lives. Because they don't want to lose.
Yeah.
So when you save your lives from a carnality standpoint, meaning what? You want to reconnect with that former lifestyle.
Yeah.
Real quick. It's Philippians chapter 3 and verse 8. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahushua, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung.
Count them but dung. And that's one of the main things when you can see this place has no value, and that's what helped us, really don't look at it as a loss, you see, because we believe in the hereafter, so if you believe in the hereafter and you understand the promises of our forefathers, what that entails, you don't look at it as a loss, because you see the women are out of order, they through. The money is corrupt, it's not real money. You don't own nothing. The Edomites are in power, all right, and it's getting worse and worse. The food getting worse, everything is getting worse, everything is devaluing, all right. They trying to push that and dragging this spirit heavy. Pretty soon, especially if you got children, they're pretty much forcing them to be a damn transgender, man. It's getting to the point where they're forcing it. So what the hell are you losing? You see? That's why you gotta really count it as dung, which is nothing. If you still value the opinions of people of this world, that shows that you really never came into the understanding of Yahushua. When Yahushua was here, man, Rome was in this peak. When Yahushua came to the earth, Rome was in this peak, man. During the time of Augustus, that's when the Rome came an empire. It went from a republic to an empire. All right, when Yahushua was on the earth, man, it was in this peak. Rome was popping, man. You see? But Yahushua didn't care about what was going on in Rome. They tried to make him king. He didn't want to be a king, all right, within Rome. No, man, he knew he had a kingdom coming. So if you can't count this place as dung, if you can't scratch this place out, it's gonna be a big stumbling block, man.
Yeah, one more verse.
You got it.
And I say that I may win Hamashiach. Now this Philippians 2 and 7. But made himself of no reputation and took upon him the form of a servant,
Yep.
and was made in the likeness of men.
Yeah, we servants. You see, and that's another thing. Like, you know, you find out you're an Israelite. You know, you find out, you know, the legacy that we attach to. You know, the greatness of our people. We the sons of God, but we still in this lower state. You know, so in this lower state, we're still serving out our punishment. You know, we're still within our captivity, even though we know who we are and we know why we're here. You know, we know the end game, but we're still day by day serving this captivity, man. You know, we're finishing out a prison sentence, man. We just know that there's a release date. You see, Jake lost mind of the release date, you know, trying to start, you know, a whole nother life in prison, as if he's not going to never get out of prison, man. You know?
Put pictures of him in the cell.
Yeah.
Curtains and
Yeah.
shit.
PlayStation 5 delivered, you know?
Still in jail.
Yeah.
Had a quick
You
piece
got
up. Proverbs 23:1. When thou sittest to eat with the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee.
Yeah, hey, because Esau is a ruler, you know, and eating with him is partaking, you know, in his ways of life. Like the lesson you did earlier, you know, watch what you eat, you know, because what you eat is a lifestyle. Your diet is a lifestyle, you know. So when you come, all right, to eat with this ruler, partake in the lifestyle with this ruler, consider what you eat, man. Consider what you partaking in, man. Look at where rap culture is going. Look at where, you know, black culture in general is going, man.
That's why you're supposed to eat the bread of life, which is Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
You know, being indoctrinated via Yahweh Shai.
That's heavy.
Yeah, the word indoctrinate goes into brainwashing. So it's like a spiritual, righteous brainwashing by becoming a new creature in Yahweh Shai.
The process started by biting that bread, which is Yahweh Shai. Then your brain is washed.
You know, that's and the key word in indoctrinate is doctrine. Showing you like you eat the book. But in order to eat the doctrine, you gotta detox from the old doctrine. Alright, Proverbs 23:2. And put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his
Even
dainties.
would have discipline,
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to basically navigate within the world, like, because the Apostle Paul stated what? Use the world, but don't abuse it.
Yeah.
When you abuse something, you become a fucking addict.
And you a man given to appetite.
Right, and what happens? Now you have these withdrawals, these tremors, you know what I'm saying? Because basically you're connected to the world from a spiritual standpoint.
Yeah, putting the knife to that throat is basically going to mortifying. Woo! You know, mortifying your members.
Discipline.
It's just become.
You know, that's why you can respect a man that can get up from Esau's table.
That's right.
You know, a man that can walk away from the table.
Who is that? The prophets.
Yeah.
Because go ahead, bro.
Yeah, because entertainers, they can't do it because they love that lifestyle.
Bill tried.
Yeah,
He came back to the table, man.
they love the lifestyle.
Hey, what about R. Kelly? And I wish what he say.
Yeah.
Hold out.
Yeah.
Mama, but it's hard.
Because you know, you at the king's table, that's literally a big table. And it's a feast full of dainties. And it's really America. You know, America is the Rothschild's table for the world. And ultimately for the nation of Israel. Alright, but that's part of the trap.
Yeah,
Alright.
because you know that they can go, they can fly anywhere they want to.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they say they pull the restaurant. They had it. You know, they have everything for them. You know what I'm
Be
saying?
the best of everything.
They beat everything. Best of everything.
Which proves they're blessed. Because you got their puppets that come to them and they actually bow down before them. And that's the true meaning of being blessed, is when people bow down to you.
And just to finish it off, Proverbs 23:3. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Showing you that it goes into a lifestyle. You know, be not desirous amongst his dainties. All right, that goes back to Psalm 73. But Asaph, he envied the life of the elites. You know.
Until he went to the sanctuary of the Lord
That's right.
and seen they end.
Mhm.
You know?
Proverbs 29:26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment comes from the Lord.
Because basically, nigga culture is nothing but Esau's cash cow. All those rappers do is promote you to live like Edomites. Then they even mention Bill Gates and they mention Warren Buffett, Trump. You know, they mention them in their songs. So they're desirous of his dainty meats, man. You know?
And this is I ain't eating. This is James 1:13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. Verse 14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
Hey, that's why you gotta be cleansed in order to put away Esau's dainties, man. That's an internal process. And that's where your Yahushua comes in, man. When you see that there's a world beyond this world, it's easier to put away those dainties, man.
That's right.
You no longer have a taste for it.
You no longer have a taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think about when the wicked scribes and Pharisees, how they want to lose their place, their position,
Yeah.
and make a Roman Empire. You know, those dainties, man.
That's right.
So how much more that last leg of the Roman Empire? You know,
That's why you have to go into that spiritual rehab, which is Yahushua, to actually disconnect from this world, because we all was addicts. If you know anything about an addict, you know that's why Esau, when you go to these drug rehabs, he sends you to a rehab beginning with 30 days, because it takes that long to break a habit. All right, so to break the habit of the world, you have to go into that spiritual rehab, which is Yahushua, and plug in for 30 days and build on those 30 days.
And then we all have withdrawal symptoms.
That's right.
Go ahead, you
yeah, I was saying like you think about like on Dragon Ball Z, like you see Goku, Vegeta, they'll go to those spiritual, those chambers, man. But they'll detach themselves from that world, and they'll exercise into those chambers, and you know when they come out of them, they're more stronger. You know,
And how long do they stay in those chambers?
1,000 years.
What's a day to the Lord?
1,000 years. You know? So that's what we're doing through the spirit, man. The more we exercise in Yahweh Bashim Shai, the more we're being detached from this current world. Because what you're doing in this world, if you're being part of it, just like your hand joining the hand with the wicked. You know?
And our people don't know Yahweh Shai. They only think this it. This it. No more than this it. So if they did, they would look, man, we got a new heaven coming, a new earth for our people. But our people do not look past that.
That's why you see Jacob in 20s, 30s, they look like they about 50. You know what I'm saying? They all broke it down in the spirit because they think this is it.
This is it.
You know?
Yep.
In verse 15, this is the last one. Then when lust shall conceive, it bring forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bring forth death.
That's about it. You evolve, you invest into this wicked setup. That's the outcome of it.
Yeah.
We see through the spirit that this place is certainly drained. So why put some type of spiritual investment in a place that you know is about ready to burn up very soon?
And every time you, it's like,
Go ahead.
nah, it's just like every time you watch the news and you hear the news, basically judgment going out.
That's right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, you say, bro?
Heavily.
And it's brothers been saying for years, basically, investing in society is like putting an application in a burning building because you know what's about to happen.
Right.
You know.
So, go ahead, bro.
Now I said, then you seeing the chariots, more and more sightings of the chariots. Like, why is that happening in this day and time?
Right. And then when you so-called win on this side, I mean, from a spiritual standpoint, you destroyed. Look at the Chris Browns, the Trey Songz, the Eminems, and so on and so forth. When you watch that movie Scarface, what did old girl tell Scarface when they reached the top? We all losers. Can't you see it? We are all losers. They had every fucking thing, man.
Hey, you know, it was heavy. As you said this in Cant. When you see ships outside of your kingdom, you know it's the end of your kingdom. You about to get your kingdom taken over. And now we see spaceships. We see those chariots, man. Y'all brought out that movie Apocalypto. When they first saw those ships headed to the shore, it was over with. So I mean, even going to these lifestyles, that's a sign that America's done. Everybody's casually dating. Everybody's eating, and that's called decadent Rome. Decadent goes back to decay. Decay goes back to really the fall away. So when the kingdom is at a place of debauchery and do what thou wilt, that's the end of that kingdom.
Yeah, like the average Jake, a degenerate plant. In fact, the brother put the one video out. Basically, you know, these chicks were twerking on these Jakes, and and they was on an ambulance or something, you know, like what can you do with that? You know?
Right? And his dainty meats are the women. One of his dainty meats are the women, because they're not our women no more. They're the king of Babylon's women. So he's offering us his women. You can freely have sex with these women without commitment. You can watch filth on the internet all day. You can watch sports all day. All right? So his currency, you can spend my money all day. You know, those are his dainties, man. You know, but it takes the Most High wants brothers that can push that to the side.
Yeah.
It takes integrity to not want that lifestyle.
Everybody, a lot want to be known. That's not going to want the most important thing. Get on Facebook, fame, yeah.
What goes at home?
Vanish.
Yeah, that's a dream. That's an enchantment. You know? No, you think
Second Esdras chapter 16, beginning at verse 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
So if you're a pilgrim, you can't be attached to nothing. All right, because you're always constantly moving. You're on the go. All right, and it starts when? Like it's what, 2 and 7, 2 and 8, 2 and 10. It tells you arise and depart, because this is not your place of rest. Meaning what? From a spiritual standpoint. But guess what? During those time frames, this is actually going to be exercised on earth, man. You're not going to be able to stay in your house and things of that nature. So what happens when you don't want to leave your household? When you don't want to leave that car? Okay, leave that wife? You're going to be destroyed, man, because of your attachment. Why? Because you want to be a so-called winner, which is, in actuality, you are a loser, man. You know, we're the true winners here. Everything starts in the spirit first, then it's exercised on earth, man.
because it's all about, you know, the end game. You know, of course, it look like we're losing now, you know, but this not the end. It's not the end though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so of course we're losing like a team. You can watch a game, the team getting blown out in the second quarter. You know, and you turn away from the game, then you glance back at it. Yeah, came back. They within 2. You know, that's how it is in the spirit. You see, of course, you know, we look like we're a loser to people that don't know nothing, man. You know, the only people that's gonna look at us as losers is people who don't know nothing, man.
Yep.
You know.
All right, finish it out. It says, "He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose."
No attachment, man. So don't put no value into it, man. Keep it moving. Use it, but don't abuse it.
That was one.
Yeah, I know. It said, riches are good unto him that have no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. And it said, riches are good unto him that have no sin, because see, our people, you know, our people are so impoverished that, you know, they'll sell their morals, you know, for the bag, because they don't understand that we come from a legacy of men that was rich, but they were righteous. You see, that's foreign to Jake to have money and be righteous. You know, Jake is all about, you know, elevating in this world, you know, that what, get rich or die trying by any means necessary, that spirit, you see. But we come from a legacy where our forefathers were rich, but they was righteous, man.
The spirit back you up, because Sapon Yadazak and I want to say the brother Tazama, that was going into you know, basically the glory of the kingdom and how, you know, we doing all this for the kingdom, but they had mentioned King Solomon, you know, how they was, you know, his reign was a prelude to the kingdom, but how he would receive, you know, a certain amount of talents of gold. I want to say it said 666,000, if I'm not mistaken, or talents. I can get into, you know, I can look it up, but it said talents of gold, but he received it by year, but he wasn't wicked. You know, and it all basically went back to the people. It took care of, you know, the nation, man. You know? Yep. Okay, go on. Tons ago, Salah.
That's called revenue. That's revenue for your ass, right? For your, you know, that's revenue for you. Residual income, man.
Worthless wealth.
And he had to work himself to death, miss nights of sleep. And that's why I said, seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh Shema His righteousness. All these things should be added unto you. And the Most High don't want his men to be lusting after the king's dainties. Because once he see you make that transformation, then we already know the promise is right after that. We're gonna make the Rothschilds look like peasants in the kingdom, man. You know?
It's 1 Corinthians 1:26. When you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but the Most High had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High had chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
It shows his power. You know, when you can put something so weak at the top like that, that's power.
Like we was going into how, like, you know this thing what we're going through is like a movie. When you watch the different Rocky movies, you'll see like he be getting his ass beat at the end. But sometimes you see some way that he had that inner strength, he overcome that situation, man. That's how we are in the spirit. That's hopefully we live, you know. It don't seem like we're going, to overcome this situation, but that shows you the strength, the power of your how shot. And that's where he dwells at, man. Something that's really just against the the unseen, the unknown. You know, something that's like this is not really just coming.
And you can see the set up in the spirit, and both sides now it's just keeping us close. Keeping us close. And then the last second, bro, we're gonna hit the game with a shot, bro. That's when y'all shot will crack those ties. That's the game with a shot. That's the game with a shot. Matthew, bro. Come on, Matthew, what now? 10. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom.
Right. That's all them that are persecuted. And, you know, we persecuted. You know, they call us rapists. You know, they're terrorists. You know, they just begin of it. It's gonna get worse than that. Especially we're not gonna join that, that new world order.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's them. That's them guys right there.
Yeah.
You can, it's, man, you go by my house. Soon leave here, I go to the shell station. Guess what? You get them Edomites over there. They preaching about cops don't run them off. None. Man, if we done that, oh hell, we risen. We going to the jailhouse. That's right. So I'm saying, so we be persecuted for standing up for Yahweh showing shot. Go ahead, bro.
And back in the scripture, this is Matthew 5 and 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
Yeah, they gonna do that. That we said in the beginning.
That's right.
They gonna do that.
Yeah, what Esau called the accuser of our brethren.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's what they scheme. That's what they scheme. They gonna come out with all kind of crap.
That's why the Most High is putting us through this furnace.
Yeah.
To have to develop that thick skin.
Make you don't care.
Yeah.
You really can't even care, man.
Yeah.
Whoever leave, whatever you lose, you really got, it is what it is. Because the losses that we take is temporal, man.
Yeah.
That's why, you gotta really have a spiritual connection to what the Bible is saying. Like all the doubts and worries that you have, there's a story, account, a precept that balance this out, man. All Israel gonna be saved. So even the Israelites that we lose, the people that we lose on this side, eventually they gonna come back. And that goes into what? Not thinking like a mortal. You see? That's mortal thoughts. Like people of the world think about losing family members and people dying. Really we gotta elevate past that, man. We understand death.
Yeah, I wish y'all say the maid is not dead but sleeping.
Yeah. We understand these things, so the understanding gives us the discipline, to continue on, man. We'll get it back on the other side. But first we gotta make it to the throne, man.
The forefather Ezra using that same spirit, and the angel Uriel had to cut him. Say, how can you love the Most High's people more than the Most High himself?
Yeah. And Jacob getting this spirit too, man. Like he just got some unconditional love for Jacob that don't nobody feel where he coming from, man. The Most High put Jacob in these ghettos, and most times set up Jake to shoot each other and, you know, get gunned down by the policeman. Alright? But you gotta think, these the same niggas that was killing the prophets,
Yeah.
you know, the same niggas that was you know, preaching false doctrines, the same men that said give up the rabbits and gave up your house shot,
Yeah.
you know. They,
Their blood be on them that you would
yep.
Same one talking about Caesar King.
Yeah.
It's the same people.
Your mother ain't greater than the reward of the kingdom. You know, trying to see your mother live an extra few days in Babylon, man. You gotta let everything go. Your cousin,
Yep.
you know, your wife, you know. Go ahead.
How did Yahushua treat his mom? I mean, what was his perspective towards her? He told her, he said, woman, my time is enough. You know?
You can tell he cared for her, but like you say, he was like spiritually disconnected from her.
Yeah.
You know, because what did he tell John? Behold your mother.
Yeah.
You know, take care of my mom. You know, like you say, but at the end of the day, he was about his father's business.
Exactly what I said.
That was number one.
Yeah.
It's Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end.
Yeah, that's salvation, which is going to the kingdom of heaven. This is what we are anticipating. You take away that from us, we're gone.
So how Shah was down to his emotion because he knew the expected end. You know what I'm saying? He knew the outcome of everything.
Spiritually foresight.
At the end of the day, it's about us getting our power back. You know, we know the path to get there now. It ain't nothing of this world. Our path, you know, getting that power back is not of this world, man. You know? So, like I say, we were talking before the cameras came on, the kingdom gonna fix everything, man. You know, the financial problem Jake got, you know, the wickedness of our people, you have Jake, you know, trying to have stop the violent rallies and all these different things. It's not gonna be solved here because the kingdom, the people are in the vibration of the rulers. And they're nothing but violent niggas, man.
That's it.
You know? Yeah, so this man has to be, and see, we see the bigger picture, man. People, like, the scripture talk about us being watchmen, but a watchman can see farther than the people that's on the ground, man. You know, if I'm on a 40-foot tower, you know, 60-foot tower, all right, on the wall of a city, I can see out further, all right, than people that's in the walls within the city. They can't see what's going on, you know? So you're gonna move different, you see? So we see beyond what everyone else sees, man, you know?
That radio video did I watched. That cop said like the morality of what's that there? Seattle?
I think so, yeah.
Like the Moors, I guess morality, I guess the Moors. He said it's gone. He's like basically it's gone. Like they yeah. He said that the cops they retired. They're trying to fund man. He said like the Moors, but over there, it's like it's basically gone.
Yeah, that's why Jay-Z said, true life begins when the church ends.
Yeah.
Pushing that satanic vibration, which is the new world order, man. That's what they're doing.
No church in a while.
No church in a while.
And you see when you see this place is far from the. Well, they don't know who Yahweh is, but they far from God. They just it's nowhere near it.
Yeah, because in the 80s, the 90s, even in the so-called early 2000s, people had fucking morals.
Yeah.
Certain shit people wouldn't do, like that so-called homosexual vibration. That shit wasn't out there like that. But now people have been conditioned through commercials, through music, through so-called idols. Now everything is okay.
Yeah.
You know, you can keep it in your bedroom when you're saying that shit is okay.
Yep.
Now look at the world now. If you know anything about pagan Rome, basically when they start pushing that so-called homosexuality, that goddamn kingdom started fast forward to its downfall.
Decadent Rome.
Decadent Rome.
Going back to decay, going back to fall.
And now NFL star came out, and you know, all they gonna say is he a brave man to come out. He brave doing it, but what we doing, we evil for what we doing, for what we teaching, preaching, we evil.
Yeah, wickedness get rewarded.
Yeah.
Look at Dwayne way.
Yeah.
Damn television show called The Cube. Right? Yeah.
There you go. But see, that's what you gotta do, you know, in this society. So it's like, you know, you're trading your riches for your soul, you know, and then you're doing things that you can't take back. Like you're gonna be traumatized from things that you gotta do to make it. So we already know where that path. We see the end. Like that's another thing. Yahweh Shema Shah shows us the end game of that path. You know, would you like 15 years ago? Would you think Wayne would be irrelevant in rap? Would you think he would, you know, look like he was looking 15 years ago? So the Most High show you, no matter how high up you get, know what type of run you have, when eventually you're gonna start breaking down, and eventually you're gonna be irrelevant. It's gonna be another generation of niggas they gonna bring in, man. You know, I got we see. This is on St. John 16 and 20. It says, verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. And that goes into, you know, why the earth is rejoicing at this place up and running. You know, we're sorrowful because we hate this place to be destroyed, man. Because we really despise this place because the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is upon us, and we understand righteousness and how things should be, you know. So if we see how things are, yeah, you get sorrowful, you get vexed, you know, and it seems like you're losing because we have no power just to change nothing, you know. But then now we see it too, like the pandemic was really supposed to, it was like that big, you know, it was that big play in the game, man, you know. It was like a fumble recovery, man, you know, that scoop and scope, you see. That was the Most High showing where he at with this thing, man. Like the Most High was showing I could lock the earth down in a week if I want to. You know, I can shut this shit down now. You know, so there was a faith boost. Like we here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like okay, we here. Like all this teaching, all this preaching we've been doing, we here now. You know. Mm-hmm. So now we've been turned to joy because these people through. You see. Now you know. That's why. Like when the more you're around brothers, the more you read, the more you watch videos, man, the more you see how the earth should be, man. It's time for a new rulership, man.
A new heaven and a new earth.
Yeah,
That's right.
you know, it's bigger than us. It's bigger than what I want to do. Because when Howard Shai was bigger than what he wanted to do, even on the cross, he said, "Not my will, but thine will," because it was bigger than what he wanted. You see, and what he say in Hebrews 12 and 2. For the joy set before him. You see what we doing? Yeah, he put the whole nation on. All right, he made that big play back then. He just coming to finish it out. But he set us up in a position where he can send back the wisdom, the knowledge, seal us with the faith. You know, and all we gotta do is endure until he come back, man.
Yeah.
You know what he really did?
Yeah.
Puts me in the mind, like, you know how you, back in the day, you used to see those hand-one games.
Yeah.
And now you have a ball player just throw it off the goddamn backboard.
Yeah.
And then the ball is actually coming off the goal.
Yeah.
He gonna catch it himself, man.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
Yeah.
You know, so as he threw it off the backboard, he went to the spirit world, and once he comes back as that line, he's gonna catch it and dodge it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Or like
That's
like your star player, you know, they'll run the score up, you know, and then they put, you know, other guys in, they just kind of maintain, you know, and then when they get ready to close out, they put the star back in, man.
That's right, bro.
And that's what the Most High gonna do, man. He gonna put the star player back in, you know, with the game on the line, man.
That's right.
You know, when those missiles get shot off. So at the end of the day, if you still in the mindset of looking at this as a loss, man, you really got a demon on you, man. You gotta get out that spirit, man. We finna win, man. You think Esau, you think Bill Gates and them finna win? You know, come on, man. Them folks through. You don't even know who's a man, who's a woman. All right, Joe Biden, man. Look at the line on this nigga got, man.
It's the end, man.
Yeah. You look at this nigga. Look at the back of that nigga head, man. You know, ain't no way this nigga finna get a victory over the creator of the earth, his son, the angels. Come on, man. You know, but like you say, there's suffering, but that suffering ain't like you gotta love suffering, man. You gotta fall in love with this process, man. You gotta fall in love with being counted out because ain't nothing like the look on somebody's face when they're defeated by someone that they counted out, man. You know? And that's what it's finna be, man. The strangeness of their salvation, man. You know? What you got?
I got a real quick so I'm good. So 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 4. Like brother said, the kingdom is gonna solve all the problems. To an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away.
Kingdom better. You know, their restitution. Alright? Because when Yahshua brings that new earth and new heaven, it's gonna be much better than ever before.
Reserved in heaven for you.
Hey, so it's already stable. Now we're just waiting for the allotted time for the manifestation. Because in another dimension, we're actually in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Well, if I could just say this, you know, when you have a son, all right, he, based on a birthright, he's already allotted a certain piece of land based on patrimony. Patrimony is you pass down land or estate based on fatherhood, based on the father's inheritance. So it's already written on paper that we have this land according to the promise given to Abraham. We're his sons, but now it's a matter of manifestation. Because you know, when you go into inheritance, all right, that goes into that inheritance, legacy, that promise. The ancient world was all about birthrights, man, and patrimonies, and you inheriting things from your forefathers, man.
Heirs of the promise.
Heirs of the promise, man. You know, that's why it goes back to Jacob and Esau. We tricked him out of his birthright. You know. Yeah.
Alright, this is up. This is 1 Peter 3:14. But let it be hid, let it, oh my bad. 1 Peter 3:14. But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. Verse 17, for it is better if the will of the Most High be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing.
That's right. So if we gonna suffer for doing the Lord what He requires us to do, hey, it's nothing wrong with that. But if you suffer for evil doing, hey, y'all trying to he gonna destroy you for it. He gave you over for you to do what you did in your evil doings. But if you suffer for it's like for righteousness' sake, hey, it is what it is. You doing what the Lord requires you to do, and Lord willing, you get the kingdom for suffering, for righteousness' sake.
All right. Well, any closing statements? And with that, you know, you're gonna lose to win, man. All right. We hope you brothers are edified. We're gonna give our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. Give honor to our apostles, great millstone, well. Peace and blessed to the house of the elect. Abba,
Abba,
Come Shalom.
Shalom.